Hey, it's me, Gazbot, and today is day 73 of 100 days of making comics. Welcome! And yes, this is a bit from Tron. It's a prop replica I got during the Tron Legacy Flynn Lives ARG game. Doesn't matter. It's a thing. It's Tron. Hi. Anyway, so today did a good amount on the horror, kind of like yesterday. I did 2 hours 15, 2 hours 30, like about 2 hours 15 minutes. Got maybe about half a page done of roughs for page 10 of the horror A4. I'll put that up a little bit later, but previous to that, earlier in the day, last week's episode, did more coloring for the Earthling, got another page of that done. So that's clipping along pretty good. I will throw that up right here, doing the same thing with the pencils and then my colors. So, that was that. And I forgot to mention this the other day, but there is a Kickstarter up right now for the Earthling. The first issue is almost completed, and that's what I'm working on colors for now. And that's being paid out of the creator slash writer slash artist David Brink. It's like this is his project, and he's hiring artists to help him finish up the book and an art book and a few other things. But he's the creator writer and has done some of the art and blah 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 blah. He's the Stanley plus half Jack Kirby. I don't know how you figure that out. Anyway, he's got a Kickstarter for Earthling up. I don't think I could put a link here. I'll put a link in the show notes. Yeah, it's weird that the links on YouTube seem to only let you link to other YouTubes. And if he does have a YouTube video for the Kickstarter, then I could probably link it to it, in which case I will. Otherwise, below. The other thing I want to mention that I forgot, yesterday, like, my camera cut out. I'm using the Hero GoPro 4 Black. I had originally used my iPhone, then I was using the Hero GoPro 3 Plus Silver, I think it was. Wasn't happy with that, exchanged it for a black. Then the black I had, this is my third Hero by this time, it kept making this whining high-pitched noise, which this one I now have demonstrated doing the other day, and I'm not sure if it's because of the LCD screen I put on the back, or when it's in the enclosure, or when it's next to a light, or what. It seems, right now I don't have any of that stuff, and these seem to come out okay. But still, these are official GoPro accessories. It's not like I'm using bootleg stuff, so it should work fine. So I don't know if it's the accessories or the camera or what, but I've also had other weird issues with this camera, such as yesterday when I talked and did all this stuff, and then I went to pick it up and it was like SD card error. And if you watched yesterday's video, you could see there's like a few minutes of me talking and then a cut and then a quick summary where I was like, well, I'm not saying all that again. But one of the things I had said is that the day before, which was day 71, there was a camera, what seemed to be a camera error, but was user error because I had accidentally switched settings. So that right now it's the wide angle 4K I'm recording in, and I had switched it to the medium angle, like lower res. So it was lower resolution, and it had the black bars on the side because it wasn't widescreen, and I looked further away, even though I'm standing the same place I always stand, just because of the nature of it. But anyway, that was my error. I'm seriously considering getting rid of the Hero though, and just getting a standard kind of camera. You know, I don't know, I thought it'd be a lot of fun to play with the Hero and if I could do double duty with it. But despite the limitations of using it inside for this sort of thing, I was still going to stick with it. But now it's giving me all kinds of errors and malfunctions on a camera that's less than a month old twice. So that goes beyond, am I using it for the correct functionality that it's intended, and more, it can't even perform being on for 10 or 20 minutes with a LCD screen on it that is, I bought, you know, Hero brand. So I don't know. Anyway, I surprisingly did not go for a bike ride today, though I should have, since I ate an entire pizza for my dinner, and now I feel terrible about myself. Maybe I'll go for a walk after this, although it is midnight, so maybe not. I got back, and I got done with the Earthling stuff and a few other things I did around the house. Worked on the horror. I didn't do a process video. I'm gonna do the crossfade with the pictures, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'll just maybe I'll not tell you about it and I'll do a little narration over top of it, which sort of defeats the purpose of not doing a process video. Well, we'll try that today and see what happens. So I'm going to put up the crossfades now. Well, here's a blow up of the thumbnails I did in pencil, and then I just threw some borders around them and panel lines. This is the rough bubble placement and the roughs for the top panel,
which I then cleaned up the background, eliminated some details, 2 main characters, threw some shading in. I left the robots as is, although I did have to reference them. This panel, I did the robots more detailed and put a shadow in, and this is pretty much rough pencils at this point.
Well, I wonder how that worked. Guess I'll find out later. And you saw it a minute ago, so it all... So that's that. Tomorrow, Q comes back from Utah, and I'm going to have to pick her up in the evening, so that will be nice to have her back. But the terrible part about tomorrow is I have to go to the dentist. I was supposed to go in around 12, so I was going to sleep in, do whatever, and maybe get my horror work in before I left in case I feel too terrible when I get back. They called today, changes to 9:30, which for a person like me who doesn't have a regular schedule is like stupid early, where I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to get up at like 8:30 to get there by 9:30, which for most of America and probably other places in the world is like, yeah, suck it up. But for me, I'm like, oh, come on. I mean, it's midnight now. I'm not going to be in bed for a few more hours. But the good news is, hopefully I'll be so tired I could just come home and take a nap after, because I got to get 2 fillings that I've had since I was a little kid that are like silver fillings, big in my teeth, like completely replaced. And hey, deja vu all over again. My camera decided to be a crap again today. Give me an SD error card. Part of the discussion I was giving before I got cut off, which once again I don't know how much got cut off, was about how I am tired of GoPro cameras being terrible. This is my 3rd one, the 2nd of this model, that is continuing to malfunction. And so, screw it. It's getting returned tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to exchange it at the very least. But anyway, to recap whatever was missed, and it's going to be similar to my video yesterday where it'll have a little block and then this. Although I suppose I should be quick because it could have an error again at any second. Oh, this is annoying with my camera. You. Also, Kickstarter for Earthling. David Brink, the writer / creator of the character through Genuine Comics, is putting out a Kickstarter. The one I'm working on is issue 1, which is almost done, and he's paying for out of pocket. Issue 2 is sort of based on if people enjoy 1 and want to fund it and whatever. So there's the Kickstarter for 2. I'll put a link in the show notes, or if I could link to a YouTube video, I'll put it here, although I don't think... There might be one. There might be a link here. If not, there's one below. So that's that. Let me check my notes here. Bad camera. That's that. So, to finish up, Happiness Go-Go, Chandala Nation, and Minky Boo-Boo, which translates into today's day 73, and that means, well, we've got 37 days left then. 37, the inverse of 73. They go together quite nicely.